hope everyone's really enjoying exploring these resources. It's so exciting to be able to bring these natural history videos into the maths classroom. So yes, when colleagues from ERA got in touch and said this was something they were interested in doing, especially with the focus on problem solving, we're really keen to get involved because likewise, we're aware that how difficult problem solving can be to teach in the primary school, and having access to a large range of really good resources is key that everybody can access. So, we're delighted to be asked to work on this project. As background, NRICH is a project that's based in the maths faculty at the University of Cambridge, and we're a collaboration between the faculties of maths and education. So that means we think very carefully about the resources we design, and we're keen to research what works well and draw in other research where needed. This was something very new, so we're aware we needed to do some piloting, and there were some key areas we really wanted to find out more about. So we wanted to check that this was a concept that worked. Was it useful using natural history videos in the classroom? Was it going to have an impact on learning for those students? And what sort of key points could we take away from doing this project? So as Josh said, we set about a pilot project. And one of the things we did is we posted on social media a request for schools to get involved. I should have known what the reaction would be, but it was absolutely fantastic. Schools who were interested, we said, could you just put a few details on a spreadsheet? Make sure senior leadership teams involved and on board with it. We had over 70 schools get in touch in the first couple of days. And then we had the challenge of narrowing it down to those who were going to try it out for us. And those schools were absolutely fantastic, very generous with their feedback. And some of the figures that we got were amazing. So this is a cross-curricular project. It's about bringing the natural world into the maths classroom. And the students, the pupils who gave their feedback and their teachers, more than half said after the lessons they piloted, they'd learnt some new maths, which I thought was fantastic because this is on problem solving and the children are saying, we're learning new things here. That's great. And even more exciting is that 3/4 of the children said they were learning new things about the natural world as well. So it's a real pleasure to be able to bring that into the primary classroom and have such engaging resources that we're developing with the team here. So a couple of things that we've learned from this project as well, because when we're doing the research, it's about what messages are they going forwards. And there was one thing that we're keen on at the beginning, that the video clips that you've been seeing are integral to the problem solving. So you have to have the whole thing as a package. The maths and the natural world are really joined together very closely. And that came out from the feedback from the students and their teachers. I think we have a really exciting project here. I've been delighted by looking at the conversations in the chat about, this is great, can we expand it further? I know there's conversations to be had there, and I suppose there's also questions for David there about capacity, but perhaps this is a good time, David, to hand over to you, because I think you may have a cunning plan on that. So David, over to you.
Yes, I mean, going back to my vision for the natural curriculum, I want to get it into the primary school curriculum nature as often as possible. I want this amazing BBC archive, this real treasure trove, to be really used, and it's only going to be really used if it links directly to the national curriculum. So hence all the grammar lessons, and now moving into problem solving maths. I'm hoping there'll be an art section. I'm hoping there'll be geography, science. That's the dream, to have all of the subjects, and the natural curriculum, if you like, be a real kind of place to go for children's experience of the natural world. Because as I said, we have got those amazing clips, and it would be just such a shame if children aren't exposed to it. If all they're being exposed to is cartoons about the natural world and that sort of thing, we've got the real deal here. We need to bring it in at every opportunity. So I want to see the natural curriculum expand. It's a free resource. So at the moment, it's a free resource because it's based upon obviously the natural curriculum kind of programs, and other than the license fee that Helena talked at the beginning, you were able to access those resources. But of course, creating those resources takes time. At the moment, the natural curriculum is a passion project for me. I work full time as a teacher, and kind of as soon as I down my tools in the evening and my wife goes to bed, I'm on my computer and creating these lesson plans for the site. And that's great, and I love it, but I need help, basically, is what I'm trying to say. And that happened with the grammar lessons. We had, I think, over 20 contributors offering up their time, and that's why the grammar lessons are so comprehensive. What I'm hoping now that we've got some lower key stage 2 lessons is teachers who love the natural world, who can see the value in it, would be willing to contribute and give a little bit of their time to write a lesson that will then end up published on the website. So yes, in answer to somebody's question in the feed, do we want to create programs for upper key stage 2? The answer is very much so. Especially now I'm in year 6, it'd be great to teach you all these lessons that are being created with my year 6s. If I continue to stay in this year, who knows, it probably will change again next year. But yeah, I absolutely would love people to jump on board, and already we've got a few teachers who I've sent a clip to, so they've given me their email. What happens is I've kind of found a clip for them that I think will work really well. Not said specifically which area of mathematics that they could base their problem solving around. Let them have freedom for that. And I mean, and because of course some of these problems do touch in various different areas, so it might not necessarily just be a lesson on measurement. It often involves number, it could involve fractions, it can involve a whole range of different things. But giving them a writing frame, a template, if you like, to put their lesson on, and then it will get emailed back to me, and then I'll send it on to Enrich, and they'll pass their wonderful expertise over it and give comments, as they've done to all of the lessons that I've sent them from myself. And then hopefully when everything gets the green light, it gets published on the website, and then it's good to go in your classrooms. So that's kind of the little kind of way it works. I think, Liz, am I right in saying that there's in the feedback form, if you are interested as a teacher getting involved, there's a space for that, to letting us know, and then we'll get straight back to you on it.
That's exactly right, David. Thank you. I've just posted a link to the evaluation form for this afternoon's webinar into the chat. So obviously we'd love to hear your views about how useful you found this webinar generally. However, the last section of that feedback form contains an optional part. So if you would like to offer your time and your expertise and get involved yourself, then please do complete the details in that last section, and we will pass those on to David.